Hi Taurus, happy July. I hope you are doing well. Okay, guys, we had some jumpers, and I just want you to notice I closed the blinds so that you would be able to see these cards, but oddly I just noticed that there's a stream of light heading right towards the Judgment card, okay? Which I think is a realization in here of something. Now the jumpers that we had, the Judgment card actually, yes, the Judgment card was one of the cards that actually flew out, flew out across where it should have been. What was the other one? The Five of Coins in reverse, and I left that like that so that you could see it, because you're coming out of this, and that's what made me really say leave it that way. I think, let's hit this. We've got the Five of Swords as your overall energy coming in. Now, how you go out of July, or what comes, I don't feel that this will be resolved in July. I think that whatever it is takes a little bit of time, but I think that you come into July figuring out that something isn't really quite right here. All right, so going out of July, though, we've got the buckle, and what the buckle means is, where is it? Security, authority, and safety. Where is it? Security, authority, and safety. Right here. Okay? So find peace there. That's what you go out with. I have to keep those cards. I just got that deck. They're beautiful, but I have no clue what they mean. So we've got the cards for those. All right, now that's a good sign, though. I'm thrilled to see that, because I don't think that you're going to be happy with how this month goes, right? I think you may be a little bit down on yourself, too, and I think you may be beating yourself up over about what's going on. But I know that I got a few readings last month that actually a lot of them they were kind of warning you against going forward in things without having your eyes open, not just you personally, but a lot of the other constellation signs as well. But they were, don't blindly follow things or people or places, or be very careful with the things that you're signing. And I think that something may have gone on here where you're just now coming to light that things weren't, as clear, or there was a misunderstanding, or someone outright, did something that wasn't so great. But you come in with the Five of Swords. We've got the buckle, which is a great card to go out with. We've got the Judgment card, the Two of Coins, that's not the Two of Coins, that's the Knight of Coins. And we've got the Eight of Coins, and we've got the Hermit card. I knew something wasn't sitting right about that Two of Coins. I knew it was something different. I think you blindly took someone at their verbiage and didn't look what you were signing, or something to that regard. Okay, but those cards, those are your main cards here. Now for your health, you've got the Queen of Wands, and you've got the Five of Coins in reverse. Okay, I think this is just you're beating yourself up over it, but now you're like, enough, and I'm going to take responsibility for this, and I'm going to fix this. So that's exactly what I mean. I think it made you really feel like you got kicked in the ding-ding there. So that's what I kind of think happened here. Now, in your relationship spectrum, this could have been someone that you really trusted, or you're beating yourself up over it because you realize the part that you played in this, okay? And given that that's your relationship spectrum, it may have been someone that you really had some faith in, and you may have gotten yourself into something. But clarity came because you've got the Nine of Swords there, and you've got the Ace of Swords. So there's something very, very clear came to light there that you may not, it clearly didn't. It clearly took you, not in a great spot. The outbound cards for your financials are the Seven of Swords, which in here I really do believe that someone wasn't as honest as they should have been, or they weren't as forthcoming, or you didn't understand things correctly, right? And you didn't ask questions, perhaps. Because right next to it, though, you've got the Eight of Coins. And the 8 of coins is also what you've got in your main throw. Okay, and the Hermit card. The Hermit card, though, at the end there in your general is saying, I'm looking at things very, very clearly now. I see what I did not see before, and I see what may have not been disclosed, or I see someone for truly who they are. But with the 8 of coins, with the 7 of swords and the 8 of coins, it's saying that you had to work really hard for something, and you may have to put your, your Inspector Trudeau, or you may have people actually looking into this for you, where this may now be a court case, an embezzlement case, anything along those lines here. But with the 7 of swords and the 8 of coins, is saying you may now have to recoup a little bit for what's going out for this. With the 9 of swords, like I say, in your relationship spectrum with the 8 of swords, something came to light here that you weren't real happy about. The 5 of coins, though, keep in mind in your health spectrum, do not let that impair your health, because I think with that, it's like now I'm going to have to work a lot harder, a lot smarter, right? That's what those are in your health spectrum, too. I'm going to do things differently. I'm going to do things in a more healthy way. Maybe you did something where someone gave you a stock tip or something, just an example would be, and it did not turn out, and you maybe bet the ranch on something and it didn't go that way. But I want to say, too, here, you want to, with these cards in here, and I'm not a person that borrows trouble or any regard, but I am a person that truly believes that, forewarned is forearmed here. When you know something, you know something. And I think that with that buckle card, that's number 30. Give me a moment. I know what are these wallets that people do or whatever. I think that you watch where you put your credit cards, watch things like that. Watch if you're doing online stuff. Watch where your numbers are going. Watch if you're reading something out. There's something here about, like, someone is really, I think someone may take a financial hit here, but I think it's through, like, it can be something too where someone steals a credit card number, or someone gets something like that. So what I'm looking at with that buckle card is that security, authority, and safety. Those aren't just words of theft. Those are words of, make sure your garage door is locked. Make sure that, you're not just giving away things haphazardly. Make sure that you're shredding your receipts and not just throwing them in your garbage. And when I see safety here, watch your driving. We've got 2 horses there. You've got the 5 of swords, which means that you may be distracted by something, or you may get enraged by something. 5s always speak of where we need to watch how we're handling something. We need to pay attention. We might be put in a compromising position, and by that I mean not really paying attention to the things that we should be. The Judgment card is a card that really screams here that you've got to, this may be something too that you've done in the past, or someone, I lost a credit card, or I keep losing my wallet, or I keep leaving my keys in the ignition, or there are things that say pay attention to things that you shouldn't be doing on a smaller scale, right? For others of you, don't be preoccupied by things. Watch your driving. Don't be doing things that you shouldn't be doing while you're driving. Put your focus where it needs to be. Pay attention to intuition. If something is telling you something, don't go the opposite way because, someone's got pearly whites smiling at you. And this goes for men and women. Just pay attention. The relationship spectrum, though, that kind of really says it all. You might have been taken by someone that you really cared about. Or this might be some kind of relationship scenario where you find something out about someone, you get some clarity on something that you're not real happy about, but somehow your value and your worth in here, I want to say that, is never what needs to be compromised in a position where there is something like, you know, how do I say this so that you get it? Well, I know you get it, but I know that in the midst of all this, it's like a whirlwind of crazy. But when people do things that are disrespectful, no matter what they are, it's not the person on the receiving end that's being disrespected, because you can only, us as human beings, we can only disrespect each other. And I know that that's not making anything any better by telling you that, but I hope in hindsight you'll be able to hear what I'm saying and realize that when people do these nasty things, they're really only hurting themselves. The byproduct of it is, yeah, we'll have to clean up our lives a little bit now, but you know what? You're not that person that's doing that, disrespecting. So that makes you already the better person and already the head of the game. And with these energies like they are, I'm telling you, if something gets taken away from you because someone is pulling a, you know, doing a fast one on you where you're not paying attention, you'll absolutely also get it back in here. So whatever this loss is, you'll get it back if it's financial. If it's a person, you know, good riddance, right? But you'll be able to recuperate something financially here that you normally wouldn't had these energies not been how they are, right? So but we want to pay attention to where we've done this stuff before, where we've not put our, and the sun now I'm just noticing is coming in with the Hermit card. Pay attention. Again, that's past wisdom. Pull it forward. It's a card of investigation too, so do your homework here. I notice now that the sun is also shining on the Queen of Wands. She knows her business. Trust your intuition here. I'm going to say that, and that's in your health spectrum. Trust your intuition as much as you don't want to, and as much as you don't want to think this probably person is the schmo that they are. Just, I would strongly suggest that you might be in that territory where you really need to take the rose-colored glasses off and pay attention, and I think that you are, okay? So there you go. I hope that I helped you in some way. I think that you need to not numb yourself to something here. I think you need to pay attention and start seeing what's, I think, might be standing right in front of you here. That 8 of coins, don't dismiss that, because that's one of the millionaire cards in playing cards, and you've got it twice in here. It's also a card of working really hard for something, but it's also a card of gains coming in. It's not a card, though, guys, where you want to gamble. You've worked very hard for something. It's different than buying like a winning lotto ticket and you get really lucky, opposed to someone giving you a quick rich deal here where you're not going to fare so well. Okay, so there you go. I hope that I helped you in some way. If you need a private reading, please reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to do anything for you. Watch your other signs here. It may fill in some blanks, although I have a feeling you already know exactly what this is. Okay, so there you go. Thank you so much.